Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Inside Russia. My name is Konstantin, streaming live from the very heart of Russia, Moscow, the capital, giving you another daily update on what I think is important and what I see quite well from here, from being inside Russia. I would like to talk about one of two most important things that are currently in Russia. The first, most and utmost important thing is, of course, the special military operation and the way it's being conducted, when it's going to be stopped, and the whole array of questions that is connected to that event, tragic event. Unfortunately, not much I have to say about that, because Russia has introduced very strict regulations on what Russians can and cannot say about this event. But just to let you know, everything I speak about in daily streams has much less importance of what is happening in Ukraine right now. Because one thing is there, bloodshed. Blood is shed every single day. This is the most important thing for me, and the most disturbing, and the most tragic, and the most, I pray every day for the bloodshed to stop, and I invite everyone to pray with me publicly in this community. So that topic is miles higher of anything that I speak about what's happening here in Russia. So just so you understand. But the most important thing about Russia and being here in Russia and thinking of Russia's future and thinking of Russia's economy, Russian people, well-being and so forth is, well, that's right, oil and gas. Because oil and gas is roughly half of Russia's income as a country, annual income. And this is a hugely important topic for us Russians and for Europeans as well, because it concerns lives of Europeans directly, and I'll tell you why in a couple minutes. And actually lives of Canadians, Americans, and other countries all over the world. So without further ado, I would like to jump right into this stream. First of all, I'd like to start off by saying, my European friends, European viewers, whoever is watching this from Europe, please forgive us. By our actions, we've done something to cause great inconvenience in the short and mid-term terms for your country. There has been quite a large, big, huge, grand change in how oil and gas market in Europe is organized. And basically, your gas and oil supply is in turmoil, in dire straits right now. And this is because of Russia's actions. So I'm saying, please forgive us. I believe that in the short run, you're going to be inconvenienced a great deal. In the long run, you most likely will benefit from this situation. Second, I would like to say congratulations to my American and Canadian viewers, because you are the ones, your countries will benefit from this turmoil that is happening right now. Europe's oil and gas market has been a battlefield for the United States, Canada, and Russia. In Russia, historically, that had been Russia's market, because Russia is next door and it has pipelines built right into the Europe end users, the countries, and everything was absolutely fine until very recent times. So this is what I wanted to start my stream with, saying, forgive us and congratulations, looks like you are finally in Europe. No matter what I talk about in Russia, it all comes down to this tragic day of February 24th, when Russia announced that, Vladimir Putin announced that he was personally responsible for making the decision to attack Ukraine and start the special military operation. Very briefly, I'll give you the history of development of oil and gas situation up till today, and then I'll give you the latest, the current news in the situation, what's happening here in Russia, and some of my forecasts. In February 24th, Russia started this tragic event, and all of a sudden, European countries started talking about sanctions, all kinds of sanctions, including oil and gas. And for quite some time, Russian officials were not taking seriously the threats and warnings. They were saying, the general tone of officials' public interviews and, their sayings and quotes and stuff like that was something like this. They'll never do that. Oh, come on. We are selling them cheap gas and cheap oil that heats them in the winters and lets them manufacture cheaply, so therefore be competitive in the world's markets. So they will never do that. Will never do anything with our exports, their imports from Russia. Oh, come on. So that was a general idea we were getting from the media. Then Europeans started, after they talked the talk, they started taking steps to show that they will walk the walk. And they started discussing it seriously among all the European countries, And then Russian officials changed their tone, and it was something like, what are they doing? Are they crazy? What this European governments, they don't understand what they're doing. How are they going to live through winters without our gas? Those are anti-government, anti-people governments, in Europe. But again, that was just a talk in the media and things like that. Then came summer and European sanctions package number 6 that actually forbade European countries to buy Russian oil. Starting, I believe it's the end of 2022, so it's coming. 3 more months and that's it. Then there was a talk and there were very serious discussion of decreasing dependence on Russian gas, okay? And Europeans at the same time started looking for new suppliers. The talk has been on in Europe over and over again. Let's bring someone new to our market. Let's buy from someone new. Who is new? Well, obviously there are 2 countries that they have oil and gas, and they are Canada and the United States. And the Canadians and the Americans have been trying to force Russia out of the European markets for, I don't know, a couple decades now, saying that, Russian gas was a political tool, and Europeans were fighting off, defending Russia, saying, hey, this is pure economics. Their gas is cheaper, their oil is cheaper because it's right next door. Generally, you have to liquefy it, ship it over by sea, then solidify it or whatever, aerate, and then such a word, I don't know. Anyway, it's much more expensive, much more complicated. Well, Europeans recently stopped defending Russia as a supplier of oil and gas. Moreover, they've taken a very hostile stance against Russia. Russia started flexing muscles. That's how I call it. Russia started first saying that it might stop supplying gas, and then it actually also started walking the walk. Nord Stream 1, which is the main gas supply piped into Europe of natural gas, was shut down on September 2nd. Well, although I'm not in the gas industry, I understand what is happening from the technical point of view. The official story is this. There's a scheduled maintenance of different equipment, and equipment is supplied by a German company called Siemens. So when scheduled maintenance was being conducted, then all of a sudden they found out that there are micro leaks or leaks, small leaks of oil through the, machinery. Therefore, it's not safe for the environment, and there's a possibility of breakdown. So therefore, they have shut down Nord Stream 1 until further notice. Now, my friends, why I think it's flexing muscles? It's using Nord Stream as a tool to leverage your negotiation position somehow. Now, think about this. Nord Stream 1 has been in operation for decades. Scheduled maintenance have taken place every so often. Breakdowns also happen. Everything breaks down. I've yet to see one machine that doesn't break down. So machinery at the Nord Stream also broke down. Not once. I think it's over 20 years. Not once Nord Stream was shut down due to some concerns. Crazy, because Nord Stream supplies gas continuously, okay? You cannot shut it down. There are some safety redundancies built in. Siemens is a really good company with great equipment. And now all of a sudden, for the first time, well, it's also always first time for everything, right? This is flexing muscles. And let me tell you, I think, this is my personal opinion, disclaimer. I'm not claiming it's 100% true. I don't know, but my opinion I'm sharing with you is that this is kind of a action of the last resort. Because you just don't do that. You don't do that. This is the attitude. The winner takes it all. The loser, standing small, loses it all. Why? Because Russia does not any other aces in the hole left. It has nothing to use as leverage anymore. In the Russian media, if you come to Russia right now and start reading Russian media, newspapers, internet sites, TV, this issue is downplayed. Moreover, this issue is Europeans must be crazy because they are going to be stripped of Russian gas and the winter is coming, still is in the media. I've seen a short video, a long winter is coming, and it's basically a very sad music and winter landscapes and Gazprom, huge facilities and gas burning, and there's music and science, well, very long and cold winter is coming. And this video is aimed at Europeans, saying, hey, look what's awaiting you. The long winter is coming. And that's pretty much it. Russian news saying, oh, Nord Stream has been shut down, September 2nd, because, of course, there are safety concerns, ecological concerns. We don't want this thing to break down, I mean, pipeline is not such a complicated thing. It's not like sending a spaceship in the outer space or to the moon or something like that. It's just a pipeline. And it's built by Siemens, for God's sake. So, Russian media, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Well, the big deal is the Europeans are going to freeze this coming winter. And the big deal is that we Russians, we're going to be spending our days and nights in the warmth because Gazprom, well, Russian only company that pumps and sells gas, is going to supply all we need and for cheap. That's kind of the information that we're getting. Let's celebrate. Yahoo! Good, lucky us. Well, I think that is just the surface, the picture. I think underneath the surface, there is panic and more panic because I did my fact checking. The latest statistics that I got about Russian budget and revenue from oil and gas sales is from 2018, which is a few years back. I don't think that, the numbers have changed so much, give or take. How do you think? What do you think? How much money does Russian budget get from sales of oil and gas? Just take a wild guess right now. As you listen in this, 46.3%. Strip Russia down of that number, that money, and what do you have left? Suppose you have a household and your income is, $100,000 per year. You have a job, your wife has a job, you have a couple kids, mortgage, credit cards, couple car loans, you go on vacations every year. Basically, you make 100K per year and you spend 99K. So you are a little surplus, just a little surplus, You have bills to pay, you have maintenance of all kinds. You just basically, you're making money, but, you have a little tiny surplus. Then all of a sudden, you go to work and your boss tells you, hey, you know what? You're going to work the same, but we're going to take $46,000 off your pay per year. So you're going to be making, instead of $100,000, you're going to be making 54. And this is what is happening to Russia now. Well, of course, Russia does not sell 100% of its oil and gas to Europe, but majority. And of course, there's China, and of course, there's India that are still buying. But you know what? Revenues from them, first of all, it's really hard to sell them oil. It's not cheap because they're far away. Europe is right next door. Logistics, transportation is peanuts. Try to supply oil, bring oil to India. You have to ship by sea, oil tankers. Just look at the map and you'll understand everything. Same about China. And as for gas, we cannot sell it to anyone because we don't have any pipelines to anyone. We don't have any large ports, I think just 2 or 3 in Russia that can liquefy gas and ship it by sea. No, are we stuck with our own gas? And there are rumors like today, I think Vladimir Putin, I just saw it on the news today that Russia starts building a pipeline into China. Well, good luck, because you know what's going to happen? We will build the pipeline and then we'll be selling China our gas for cheaper than it costs us, okay? Chinese know how to negotiate and how to squeeze us by the parts of the anatomy. And kind of the same thing goes for the Indians. So not entire oil and gas revenue stripped, but majority of it will be stripped soon. Oil, it's a done deal. Europe is stopping buying oil from Russia December. Gas, well, guess what? Again, let's go back to shutting off Nord Stream 1. Russia flexing muscles, saying, "Oh, you're trying to put caps on global oil sales for Russia," meaning Russia will not be able to get money, will have to sell at fixed price. And that's G7 countries just decided that, right? Oh, you want to limit our exports of our oil and gas, then we're not gonna sell you any gas for some time, and you see how it is to be living without our gas, okay? Now, this is where Russia is making a mistake. Well, not Russia, but whoever is responsible for this decision. They're missing 2 points. One point is that Europe can source out different suppliers of gas. Yes, of course, gas from different suppliers will cost great deal more. Okay, but European countries and consumers are ready to pay that. That's mistake number one. And the mistake number two is they think that European people, they will not live without gas because they'll freeze. And as soon as the first cold weather comes to Europe, there will be protests against local governments, and they will be replaced, changed, or forced to start reverse the decision and start selling, buying gas, oil and gas from Russia again. Well, that's a big mistake, because I've spoken to quite a few Europeans, and they are absolutely firm in their decision to stick it out through the winter, being in a colder room temperatures, colder houses, colder homes. They're going to do whatever it takes. And Russian decision makers, I don't think they're aware. I don't think they understand how firm the Europeans are on this issue. It's going to be a cool winter. That's why in the beginning of a stream I said, please forgive me, my European friends. You're going to be inconvenienced, whoever, if you live in Europe. But you will not freeze. You will not freeze to death, as they think. Because there will be others supplying their gas to you. Yes, you will pay much more, but you will not freeze to death. And then the situation will improve next year and years after that, because two things. First of all, the turmoil that is happening right now in your markets with oil and gas, it's going to calm down. You will find new suppliers, you will sign long-term contracts, just like you did sign with Russia a long time ago. Okay? And German head guy, Prime Minister, Chancellor Scholz, he just announced Russia as non-reliable source of gas, non-reliable supplier. And that is for good. That decision will not be reversed. Nord Stream is off. Europeans understand that Russia can do that at any time, can just shut off the gas despite of the contracts and everything. And I can bet money on that by next August you will have new suppliers, mostly from Canada and the United States, who are celebrating right now. You're going to be getting liquefied gas from them and from other countries as well. Perhaps Qatar, Kuwait, perhaps Iran. You might make a deal with Iran. Perhaps from Azerbaijan. or Kazakhstan, you will get a great deal of oil. Perhaps from Turkmenistan, you will get a great deal of gas. But you will source new suppliers. I'm pretty sure of that. Another thing, you will start researching new technologies, how to switch away from oil and gas. Okay, and I'm sure that you will research the technologies within, I don't know, 3, 5, 10, 15 years, and you will decrease use of oil and gas in your economies greatly. I am absolutely sure. Especially, I have utmost faith in Germans, because if you start doing something, you finish it, and your engineers are the best in the world, you know. So, why am I saying it right now, today? Why am I telling this situation to you? Because before the situation of Russia losing clients, European countries as buyers of oil and gas, and Europe losing Russian oil and gas was somewhat hypothetical. Possible, but not likely probable. Now, it has become a reality. Russian oil is not to be bought from Russia by European countries starting December 2022, that's a fact. And Nord Stream 1 has been shut down. No Russian gas is being supplied to Europe, and no one knows when Russia is going to turn it back on again. So this situation is very real, and it's very bad for Europe in the short run again, but for Russia, it's a complete catastrophe in the short and in the long run. And that's why I told you, I think people who know what's going on, and I believe there are people who know what's going on, because, I mean, there must be some people who understand what really is happening in the Russian government. Okay, talking is one thing, but, I mean, they must know. I think they're panicking, and, well, I would be, because Russian budget had surplus for previous years, and now it's going into the deficit, and that's just 2022. I've heard some rumors about reports. Well, let's put it this way. I've heard some opinions of economists that Russian economy is going to fall 10% in 2023 and 12% in 2024. That's not counting 2022, okay? We soon will find out what the results will be. If you studied economics even remotely, you understand what 2 consecutive years of drops, economy, GDP, getting decreased by 10 and 12%, 2 years in a row. I think this is unheard of. This is a crash. So I think that these people, they understand what's coming. They understand they won't be able to get any money from China or India, not at least much money, for the oil and gas. They understand. My question is, what are they going to do when they will not have money to pay, salaries to pay to KGB and police and army and Ministry of, Russian FEMA, Ministry of Emergency? Because all Russian law enforcement authorities and order enforcement authorities, they're not local employees. They're funded by the government. They get paid from the Russian budget. So my question is, what are they going to do when they run out of money and these people will start getting delayed, their salaries delayed, and their wages delayed? Those people don't like to wait. They won't be able to print money just like that, because it will put country into the super inflation, and that's also not the right exit of this situation. Um, and there's a bigger question. What are we gonna do with our country for the next 20 years? At least 20 years. Russians, regular Russians. These people who, control Russia, they come and go, all right? They've been in power for 20 years now. Well, give it some more time. I don't know how much, but they're gonna go. I mean, we're all humans, right? God is above us. They're gonna go sooner or later. What are they gonna leave to us? And is this something that the Russian people are thinking about and questioning? Because that's what is the most important question, concern, and fear right now, economy wise. And this has been my message. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you so much. I'm gonna turn on the comments. Please let me know. What do you think? How would you answer the questions I just asked? And in general, do you agree with me or not? Am I right on, somewhat on, or completely off topic? So, what do you think, my friends? The chat's on. Thank you so much. If you don't see the messages appearing, just reload your page and the messages will appear. Before you make a post or comment, please use your common sense. We try to keep this chat clean. We have fantastic team of moderators watching over, and please think before you post. Angelic Cat Life. Howdy, howdy, you're number one. Michael Milkowitz, Mommy, Deuce, Steven, Karen, Wild, Kyle, John. Howdy, friends. Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining. Fantastic to see you. Let me just open chat in a new window. So I'm done talking. Very serious topic today. Not too funny, not too light and bright, but we have what we have, I promise to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I try to give you the good because it's really easy to give the bad and the ugly now, and that's what, at least I am surrounded, at least what I am seeing, okay? If there are other Russians with rose-colored glasses, well, it's their business. I'm talking about what I see, and it's I see the bad and quite a bit of the ugly, but I try to give you the good sometimes, Mickey Marketeg, Mommy, again, Deuce, Steven, Ragnar, John, Kyle, Wild Wolfpack, Karen, Toro 8-star, Lorna, Sylvia, Ferrari Guy, born in USA, Andy, Frank in Texas, Johnny, Robbie, Jess, Terry, Jeannie, USA, GLYIY, Nami, Mr. E30, Samsa, George, Legion, Toxt, Deuce, American Girl, Timo, Paul, Bob S. Howdy, friends, Buddy, Spitster Mock. Howdy, howdy, Chubby Moth, Latvanis, Jeffrey S. Just to get it off my shoulders, I would like to do something, and some of you, please cover up your ears if you don't want to hear me singing, because this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Jeffrey S. birthday today, and he deserves the birthday song from me. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeffrey. Happy birthday to you. Many happy returns of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in every day and being part of this community. You're awesome. Thank you. Couple super chats. By the way, if you want me to notice your message easier, put it in caps and put my name after @ before so it appears in the orange box. As usual, there are a couple super chats. Tati back, thank you so much. I just had this overwhelming sensation. Our children will live through some horror I had never imagined. Same here. Same here. I've been thinking about this. I've thought of it every single day, you know. A global movement is rising. Won't define it further. Really feel like crying. Feelings are mutual. I don't want to say anything about crying, but trust me, the feeling is mutual. It's gotten so bad on my end here that, you know, I started having these things like, well, this has got to end one day, sooner or later, and then sun will shine again to us. So it's pretty bad. Toti back, thank you again. I respect you for speaking within the lines, but close enough to it for your humanity to shine through. This is exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be heard and understood, but I'm trying to be safe. Okay? Perhaps even more so because I have 6 Ukrainians living with me. No need to comment. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's my comment. Rewire. Thank you. Didn't Russia make record profits this year selling oil and gas? Whoa, wait a second. The year isn't over yet. Let's count money when the year ends, okay? It had a really good run for a few months. I believe month of April, May, June were good, but then the price of oil started going down, and Russia makes more money from the sales of oil than gas because it sells so much oil. Like volume wise, it's so much more oil. So don't run your horses, as we say. We'll get back to it soon. Soon, in about 3 months, 4 months, we'll get back to it. Wook, thank you so much for generous super chat again. Thank you for the great stream and the important insights. Always appreciate the inside look. How oil and gas plays out for the entire world is going to be interesting. Yes, my friend, it'll be interesting. And I think the world will adjust that this hiatus that is happening right now, it's going to settle down. Things will calm down. There will be new trade routes established, new suppliers, new customers. But Russia is not going to be in the picture. And this is what the worst thing economically, these people who are running Russia, they could have done to us, the generations that are going to be living after them and the new generations yet to come. So thank you so much for the generous super chat. I appreciate it again. Jeffrey S., I'm just seeing your message. Oh, birthday song fee. My friend, no. I don't sing for a fee, okay? I sing from bottom of my heart, but I gladly take, super chat for coffee or for tea or something like that. So I hope you enjoy it. Amir, thank you so much. 5 people are sponsors, new sponsors, courtesy of Mir Fazad. Thank you so much. Liz Dumbrell, great to see you. Thank you. I just read your message today and I replied in the email. I will do that tomorrow again, a little more. Thank you. It's great to have you in the stream, in the community, and just, great to have you in my life overall. Thank you. Black Cat is breaking records because the Black Cat is the champion of sponsorship gifting. 10 more people have just become sponsors courtesy of Black Cat. You're number one. Okie dokie. Let's super chats acknowledged. Let's get into the questions. Pamela J, originally from Boston. Yes, I know you've said before. Amir, great topic. To me, it seemed maybe retaliatory. Well, it's a big game, but there's a feeling that Russia is losing this game, okay? Any game has winners and losers, especially the game with high stakes. So sometimes I think, who are these people who are in charge of Russia? Who are they working for? For us, for the taxpayers and voters? Clark Williams, howdy, howdy. Liz, in the UK we only bought 5% Russian gas. I think you get Norwegian gas and perhaps oil. Does Norway has? I think Norway has gas. Stop scamming men. Love the name again. Thank you. It seems to me that the EU was initially not taking the energy situation seriously enough at first, though this has changed a great deal when the gas was turned off during the turbine wrangling. Yes and yes. The turbine wrangling started happening in the summertime. There was a mishap on the Siemens side. Like Canadian government didn't want to release the turbine at first, but it did quickly. And then Russians started using, it appears to be that they started using the situation to their own advantage, to their own liking, so to speak, So thank you for the super chat, and I agree with you. That's right. Agnes, thank you so much from Czech Republic. Well, thank you, Agnes. And like I said before, every time I have this person, for any person from Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Bulgaria, Romania, the Baltics, the countries that we've had such a difficult relationship with, it really warms my heart. And when I get a nice message, let alone super chat from a person in those countries, that really is inspirational because it tells me that they find my messages interesting and valuable enough, and writing me something or sending. Thank you, Agnes. I really, really appreciate it. Amir Fazad, another 5 sponsorships, gift of 5 sponsorships. Thank you so much. I remind you that every Saturday I do private streams for sponsors and patrons only. That's my way of saying thank you for sponsoring, for supporting me. And usually, it's very nice conversations. I answer all the questions because it's slower paced, it's much slower, much more personal conversations. So, Amir, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Devon Harris, one way around, it's called sanctions. The way around is blackmail and extortion. This is not a question, and this is a message, and thank you. Point taken. Yes. Thomas Larson, thank you so much for $20 without message, but this is a message very strong by itself. Thank you. Much needed, very appreciated. By the way, I got one of the emails recently, a suggestion for another stream. I spent summer in Rostov-on-Don in the south of Russia. It's a city of 1 million people, and now I'm back to Moscow. and I can compare how Moscow and Rostov changed over the course of the special military operation. Please forgive me for saying that. So is that something would be interesting to you, to watch the stream, me comparing how things are in Rostov and how they're in Moscow? People on the street, shopping malls, stores and things like that. Mota Tom, thank you so much. Greetings from Germany. Danke schön. Thank you. Andy says, nope, not interesting. Well, Charlie says yes. Slink for sure. AFL man. Yes, that would be interesting to hear the difference. Yes, absolutely, Liz Dumbrell. Michael, thank you for the words about Europeans. Michael, they come from my heart. My mom and dad lived in Czech Republic in Prague for 10 years. They were permanent residents. They lived there. They were not tourists. And I've been to Europe so many times. I have so many friends in Europe. What can I say? These words, they come from my heart because I know people are going to suffer. No one likes not being warm at night. Okay, I know that very much. I lived in a cold place when I was a kid. Okay, I know how it is. That's why I praise God and thank God every single day in my prayers in the stream, saying, "Dear God, thank you for giving us food for our tables and roofs over our heads." And by having roof over my head, I mean being in warmth, being in comfort of home, being in comfort of people who surround you, your loved ones. But warmth is actually huge. And if your home is not warm, it's chilly, it's uncomfortable. Nick, great question. What are possible consequences of producing oil and gas without being able to deliver them? Greetings from Romania. Well, Nick, I think that soon we will be breathing, eating natural gas, and washing it down with oil. What do we have left? I don't know. I really don't know how they're going to dispose of such huge amounts of resources. Pedro, Yale University released a statement arguing that Russian economy could contract as much as 40% in the next couple of years, which is an extremely violent and absolute disaster. 40 years is not a disaster. It's the end of the country as we know it. I gave out two numbers. 10 next year, 12 year after combined, that's 22, and perhaps 3 to 5% this year, so that's 27. That's not far off, okay, from what Yale says. I think Yale is the most disastrous situation. They have different plan A, plan B, plan C. I think that the plan C is 40%, because 40% we're done. There will be no government, people, there's going to be something sinister at 40%. Okay, 40% is hunger. 40% of people living on the streets, stuff like that. Great Depression in the United States. I don't think that the shrinkage was as high as 40%. So anyway. Any sign of Reese Gray? No, I'm surprised myself. Reese is not here. Timothy Homer, thank you. Bless you and your great content. Thank you so much, Timothy. Thank you for support and bless you too. God bless you too. Jeffrey S says, I loved it. Okay, question for me, Mike James. I am 100% sure that Europeans will get through the winter with determination. This is an energy operation being which I forgot to tell you, my gosh, my friends, I forgot to tell you totally. When I was telling about Europeans going through this winter, it goes along what you just said, Mike. These people in Russia who make decisions, they forget one thing. They're saying, oh, Europeans will not get through this. They will freeze. Vladimir Putin today addressing, well, it was a conference in Russia, and he said something, "Мерзни, мерзни, волчий хвост," means like, oh, they're gonna get frozen this winter, you know. They forget one thing. They forget that 29% of Russian population doesn't have access to natural gas. That is around 40 million people who live in Russia. They don't have natural gas. And that's, let's suppose that 3 people in a household, that's around 13 to 15 million homes, apartments, or whatever. Well, most likely homes, because we're talking about the major cities are all gasified, okay? Talking about homes. 29% of Russians go through the very same thing that Europeans are going to go through this winter. But the Russians go through every single year, year after year, decade after decade, century after century. They use wood, they burn and get heat, and they use coal, okay? So worst comes to worst for Europeans, they will just take those Russians without access to gas, and, you know, they'll take them as example and live just like Russians do for 4 winter months. And Russians live like that all their lives, okay? That's that's pretty extreme, isn't it? I think those people up there in Russia, they kind of forget about that. So I think Europeans, it's very uncomfortable, very inconvenient, you know, but yes, I also think that things will be all right. Stop scanning, man. 5 pounds. I'm British and I'll let you know if I freeze. But hey, you only buy 5% of your natural gas from Russia, so you definitely will not freeze. Plus, you Britons, you like colder, in being colder inside of your houses. The last time I was in London, we stayed at this really posh hotel called the Landmark of London. The Landmark, right next to Baker Street, Marylebone. Anyway, we get there and it's like late April, and it's real nice outside, you know, it's probably 18 degrees. We get inside of our room and it's chilly. And we don't like chili, and we're like, what the heck? And then this person comes in and explains, oh, we chilled it for you specifically so you feel comfortable. And we were like, okay. So then we were explained that the British, you like, you know, a little cooler inside. We in Russia, we like it hot because it's real cold outside. We like it hot on the inside, so. But anyway, stop scamming, man. Please keep me and us in touch. Keep us informed. Lopolo AV production. It's pretty hard to be frozen in the EU, even for homeless people. Greetings from Prague. Thank you so much. Thank you again every time person from former Eastern Bloc, especially in Czech Republic and Prague, reaches out from Poland. It really warms my heart. Thank you. I totally agree with you. You have very mild winters compared to what Russia has. And even in harsh winters, Russians don't freeze to death, So I can't say you're going to be fine because you're not. You'll spend more money and you'll be colder this winter, but you will not freeze. Liz, thank you so much again. My dad worked in the North Sea oil rigs in the 70s. They're being reused. And this actually has been the point of my message. Also, this turmoil will settle down. New logistic ways, new trade routes will be established. New suppliers will find new customers. That's going to be a new world, energy world out there. With one little tiny, huge exception. Russia is not going to be in it. And Russia has been world's largest energy supplier, to Europe and to some other countries, and mostly to Europe. So, you see, yes, they're being reused, and lots of other things also start, getting into operation. I've heard so many reports from the United States that oil rigs are being reused, opened up, the gas. Canada, Canadians are happy. I don't understand how they in Russia don't understand that. Once we lose this market, and we have lost it, basically, we will not come back for, I don't know, for generations. We probably will ever come back because by the time all of this forgotten, forgiven, if forgiven, that's going to be too late. The technology will be, everyone's going to be using something else, cold fission or something like that, Agnes, one more thing. The One Friend podcast's mild winters due to the thinnest of onion skins this year. Thinness. Well, Agnes, I really wish you the best. I wish that you will not freeze. You will remain in the comforts of your warm homes. And I wish all people, Europeans, happiness and comfort and warmth. Okay? I hope everything's gonna be fine. Blackwood says, we have a celebrity in the house. St. Petersburg, me? Yes, the royalty is here. Howdy, howdy. Looks like that's it. I will not upset Bob today. And, we are finishing up as we're supposed to, 1 hour after the start. So, thank you so much. I wish everyone stay warm this winter. I wish everyone to have awesome warm winter. I wish everyone to be happy. I wish the bloodshed ends very soon. I wish everything is just good. I wish we stand, take a break, take a deep breath and catch our breath and saying, whew, okay, now it's over. We need to start rebuilding and stuff like that, I wish that moment happens sooner. Thank you, Rewire. European manufacturing won't survive without cheap Russian energy. Huge problem, huge risk. Yes. But somehow something is going to be done about that. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. I understand the risk, but I'm not an expert on this area enough. I don't know what manufacturing is in Europe. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know any numbers and so forth. That's probably a topic for a separate stream. But everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you. I'm inviting everyone to finish the stream in prayer and send good wishes, good energy, good vibes, and prayers to people, different people, and different places. Okay, please join me asking, begging, um, you know, forcing to pray. Anything, just pray, please. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us this day. Thank you for putting food on our tables, giving roofs over our heads, surrounding us with people who we love and who love us. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy. Please help stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out and touch the hearts and souls of people who can make decision to stop the bloodshed. Fill their hearts with love, mercy, empathy, remorse, forgiveness. Open their eyes so they make the decision to stop the bloodshed. Please reach out the hearts and souls of Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden. Touch their hearts, fill them with love, forgiveness, mercy, remorse. Make them softer. Make them stop this bloodshed. Help everyone who has been affected in Ukraine. Please answer their prayers. Give them strength. Make them recover. Make them go through this tragedy. Give them forgiveness, please. Soften their hearts. Send angels to Ukraine, to every single person, so the angels keep everyone out of harm's way, so not one single drop of blood is shed anymore. Please give us wisdom to raise our children the way that when they grow up, they will never fight in any war. They will never be engaged in any conflict, any war. Please help those who help in Ukrainians, opening their homes, hearts, souls, wallets, sending prayers, wishes. Please help those people. Asking to help all pregnant women who are making decision whether to keep baby or not. Reach out and talk to them, to each one of them, so they make the right decision. So please help people who are fleeing, running for their life, the refugees, the ones living in exile. Please send good people and help their way. Thank you so much for giving us opportunity to come and join in this community and pray together. Please help everyone who is praying right now or watching us pray. Answer everyone's prayer and make everyone's wish come true. I would like to ask for a few people. They need your help, so please help. Yelena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Igor, Buzz, Jean-Paul, Paula, Janine, Michael Milkevitz, please help him recover soon. Marlene, Susan S., Fiona, Madeline, Stephen, Ellen, Freddie, Sabrina, Felicia, May Scott Nesbitt's sister, rest in peace, and give Scott strength to go through pain and the hardship right now. Preach's father, please help that man, and the person is also praying for peace in China, the United States, Russia, Taiwan, and Ukraine. Please help family of Rudy Kaisley. Please help Richard with his heart condition and surgery, upcoming surgery. Robert Morgan, Mallory M. Please help her with professional situation in her life. Please have Jess Terry's father rest in peace, and please give Jess Terry strength to go through the hardship and pain. Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Martin, Joanne, Donald from Wisconsin, always asking for himself and separately for his country, the United States of America. Allison, Dave Moyers. I found Waldo, Liz, Deborah, Isabel Ligo. May her father rest in peace, and please give Isabel strength to go through the hard times. Janice Burgess, Maureen M. and her sister. Ariana, Liz Dumbrell, Bruce B. Kayleen, Michael, Thomas, Tony, Jessica, Minutes to Midnight, Mr. Hanson, Heidi Howell, Hovitz, Golden Griffon, Terry Carter, Carol Reed. Please help her broken arm. And a lot of requests for people who are traveling. Please keep them safe, and please help preserve liberty in the United States of America. I am also asking for my country, Russia. Please help us. Also asking for 4 kids. Specifically, they are Sebastian, Maverick, Britzel, and Coulter. Please show your miracle. Perform your miracle. Have them get better and send them to their families. They need your help, and the families need your help. Please send them back to their homes to be with family and live healthy and happy lives. Please help them. Thank you, dear God, Jesus. Amen. My friends, thank you so much for joining. It's been a good stream. Sad, but good. Join me for another message tomorrow. As usual, 11 p.m. Moscow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mods, thanks for coming and helping me out one more time, one more day. And you're all are awesome and you rock. Please keep on coming back for more. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.